All right, so this is, I guess, how close is this UI to what we're gonna get, you think? Because the UI is probably the thing that you can kind of change up until the last moment.
This is a good representation. I would say it's, percentage wise, like 75% there.
Okay. All right. I mean, I really like the look of it personally. It looks
Thank you.
really,
We've got an amazing team,
yeah,
and
it looks
we're
nice.
working very closely between all the way from the software and hardware engineers to the
Hmm.
design side, and
Uh-huh.
then where that collaboration goes. It's an amazing process, a very small and focused team with wonderful experience. You may have seen our UI UX video today.
I did not.
I think you would enjoy that.
Okay.
It highlights one of our lead designers on the UI side,
Uh-huh.
especially on the app side. He's coming from some fantastic experience with one of the world's leading hypercar and
Uh-huh.
supercar manufacturers.
Okay.
And then our lead screen designer is coming from this little company that is kind of changed the whole automotive EV world, but we'll just leave it at that.
Sure. I think everyone can guess what that means.
And he's coming from a product that is kind of opposite of what we're doing, but we're so lucky to have his experience from that
uh-huh.
pushed into this, and again, collaborating with what the software side is and what it requires to program the vehicle controls,
Hmm.
all the way to what is the font, what is the color, what is the value,
Uh-huh.
what is the graphics. Fantastic execution from our team.
Okay. Now, one thing that people mentioned is like the audio, the song control is over on the far lower side, which is kind of a big reach from the driver, and like the TPMS system is pretty prominent here. Seems like it'd be nicer to have this over here and this over here, maybe. Um,
Compared to what? It would be my question.
just like because people I think are going to be interacting more with the music on in daily driving than the TPMS system.
TPMS is only going to be there when you need it.
I
Otherwise,
see.
it's not there.
And so what is in this area when this is not here then?
Good question, but it depends on your drive state.
Okay. Okay.
And the reason I said compared to what is we're not our screen is it's not that small, but it's also not that big,
Uh-huh.
nor is the cockpit environment. So the perception of like, oh, it's all the way over there, I think might be a little bit unrealistic.
Okay.
And by the way, when you visit Carlsbad, I understand you're coming soon. You'll be able to sit in a pretty good representation of
Okay.
of this exact design and what we call the interior evaluation module.
Okay.
And you'll be able to see like, oh, okay, that's not that far away,
I gotcha. I
right?
gotcha. Okay.
So
Um,
that would be my answer to that. It's like you'll once you experience it, you realize like, okay, that is not that far away.
gotcha. All right. This thing, many people have said that that looks like an Apple CarPlay icon.
Okay,
True? Not true?
that's true.
Oh, okay. So Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
We're working on both.
Okay. Awesome. I think that that'll make a lot of people happy because we're
we
like,
have we have to
why
be
reinvent
aware
the
of,
wheel?
yeah, we can't exclude,
Uh-huh.
but we have to be very cognizant of what the landscape looks like. And
Uh-huh.
again, I'm going to defer to my UI UX team
Uh-huh.
and their expertise and experience, and like, here's the best way to accommodate this.
Okay.
And we're kind of, I will say this, philosophically, design philosophy and theme wise, we're kind of at a point where we're able to, instead of adding as many things as possible just because we can, we
Hmm.
want to carefully curate what's really important and make that extremely solid, robust, and foundational in order to build on that.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things you can do,
Uh-huh.
but we're kind of at that, especially in UI UX, watching the industry vehicle controls. we're kind of at a point where we have to look at what's next and not just continue to give more information,
Yeah.
but really study what information is really used, how it's used, what's important for the majority, and then figure out how to satisfy some of the what we call like edge cases.
Okay, right. Um, this may be something that you guys don't yet or can't tell us. Like, how is this going to be like customizable, or is it pretty set on how like is a layout customizable? I noticed like there's it identifies who the driver is.
Right.
And my guess is it identifies the driver to customize certain things for each driver, or is it just nice to know for the car to know who you are?
Pardon me.
Oh, no problem.
It's a little bit of both. I wasn't choking on the answer. I was joking.
I
Again,
know.
it's the Santa Anas and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit of both, but again, we're going to start with like these things work really, really well.
Okay.
There is a goal and a point where you reach where it's like, okay, this is fully customizable. But I will say that we are using a system that we've been, testing out that is an evolution of what, let's say, the industry is using.
Mm-hmm.
And by the industry, I mean the UI, UX, and vehicle controls, whether they be, automotive or other things. And we're aiming towards that kind of full customization,
Uh-huh.
but in the same manner of what's responsible for the production of this vehicle. There's going to be a very solid, strong initial system that won't be customizable until the right moment when the robustness is ensured.
Okay, got it. All right, so this is the
That's a
thing
long
that
answer of saying no, it's not customizable, but maybe yes,
okay,
someday.
got it. I think we gathered that.
Yeah.
This icon right here, I wasn't sure what this was. Everyone's like, that's obviously a camera icon. And I'm like, what camera are we talking about if it is a camera icon?
I'm not going to answer that
Okay, got
this
it.
time. Yep.
No problem.
Right.
All
But
right.
you can see, we put a lot of effort. We didn't start with like, hey, let's just, do this basic layout.
Okay.
Right. We've gone through an amazing design process that was brought to us, not only by our experience and our intuition, but by the people we brought in to, help lay it out.
Uh-huh.
And, we've got, you can see control, settings, safety, about.
Mm-hmm.
We think, we're testing this weekly on in both in VR
Uh-huh.
and on vehicle controls.
Uh-huh.
Eventually, we'll be able to go from an actual tablet control in a vehicle, and then eventually it'll just be, well, we're actually starting the bench test where we have all the vehicle controls set up on a bench test in order to do all the things that you need to do on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
This is the great period where this is a nice video, but it doesn't show you what we're really doing, which is the physical stuff that we're doing.